Showing y'all the complete discography of one of my favorite rappers, Kendrick Kung Fu Kenny Lamar. And of course, it's Jamal Does Vinyl, so I'm going to do it through vinyl. Now, this is section 80. This is not an official copy. The album has never been pressed. When it does get pressed, best believe I'm buying that too. But this is my favorite Kendrick album. Through this album, you hear him talking about stuff that honestly plagues the black community. Poverty, violence. He talks about church. Talking about it all on this album. My favorite song on here is High Power. That's also my favorite Kendrick song. Happens to be produced by J. Cole. And to be honest, this is the album that I think Soundwave flexed how great of a producer he is. It's a blue vinyl for those who want to see the color. Followed up section 80 with Good Kid, Mad City, which basically is a short film. In fact, it says Good Kid, Mad City, a short film by Kendrick Lamar. I have 2 copies of it. I got one as a gift. I bought one. Eventually, I'm probably going to either frame it or sell one of the copies. But I love this album so much, I might just end up keeping both. But Good Kid, Mad City is literally that. It's a good kid from a mad city like Compton. It talks about gang violence and stealing and stuff like that, being inspired by your friends, all that type of stuff. You getting set up and fighting and losing a homeboy and all the stuff that you go through when you grow up in the hood. Now, honestly, there's not a single bad song on here. My favorite song on here might be Real or Sing About Me. I switch back and forth. I love those songs that much. Fantastic project. Followed up Good Kid, Mad City with white people's favorite album, To Pimper Butterfly. Now look at the album cover. If I ever get famous or I ever make it, I'm recreating this with all my friends. Now this album is great. As much as I hate how much white people love this album, the album is great. Great, I tell you. From the structure to the producers on it to, he had like Thundercat, Robert Glasper, Terrence Martin, like Pharrell worked on it. Of course, Soundwave. He had the who's who of producers on this project, And this is basically how he's handling the success of Good Kid, Mad City and the struggles that he's going through with being a black man in America and the struggle that black people go through. And the way that the album is structured is just perfection. Like, he ends it with him having a conversation with Tupac. Like, whoever thinks to do stuff like that, to structure your album like that. If somebody was to tell me that The Pimper Butterfly is the greatest album of all time, I wouldn't even be mad. It's that great. He followed up To Pimper Butterfly with Untitled Unmastered. Now, this is basically a deluxe album. This is basically the loosely that didn't make it. And these are better than a lot of people's albums. I'm not going to spend too much time on this one, but Levitate, 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 Levitate. Right here you have Damn. Now, this album that I got has been through a lot. I went through a whole bunch of stuff, which is why I hate ordering online. They sent me the wrong copy. I sent it back. They sent me this, and they sent it damaged. And I just eventually just kept it. The record works fine, but this is probably his most, pop-friendly album because he has most of his hits on this album. You have Humble, you have DNA, you got Loyalty, you got Love. Those were all huge songs. Probably his biggest charting songs are on this album. He did something different with this album. The album is supposed to be played in reverse. He got Kid Capri all on here and saying stuff, and it makes sense when you hear the album in reverse. I might buy the other copy of this album that has them in reverse. So Duckworth is the first song. My favorite song on here is Fear, followed by Duckworth. The vinyl is like a green, an army green type of color too, for those who care. Now, technically not a Kendrick album, but he curated the soundtrack. And he's on damn near every song. So the Black Panther soundtrack. I'm not usually a fan of soundtracks. This is one of the few soundtracks that I actually like, and it goes with the movie. Most times soundtracks don't go with the movie. It's a red joint too for those who care about the color. But this album goes with the first Black Panther, and I love it. It's dope. My favorite song on here is Paramedic by S.O.B. RBE. What a banger. And the last album to complete the whole discography is Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Now, this album is the album I come back to the least, because of the themes and also because, frankly, I'm going through therapy and this album does not help me. But these are like the inside covers for it. The vinyls are black, so this album, though, he explains the hiatus that he went on. He was going through therapy, getting his family together, raising his kids, basically growing as a person, which I think more people and more artists need to do, to be honest. My favorite song on here is probably Mirror. Now, I do have critiques of this album, mainly his use of Kodak Black on this album and the song Auntie Diaries. Overall, I still think this is a great project. And this completes the Kendrick Lamar discography. What's your favorite Kendrick album? What's your favorite Kendrick song? If y'all watch all basically 6 minutes of this, y'all are real ones. And I rock with y'all forever. Until next time, peace out.